Star Wars Episode 8 The Last Jedi. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rating Central. This is Tim back at Rating Central, Bain Media here. Been a while since we've done a review, so of course, the biggest blockbuster that's been out this year of 2017 so far, easily by money, is Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, anybody that knows me personally knows that I am a Star Wars junkie. So I've already seen this film twice. I'm seeing it for a third time tonight. This is going to be spoiler free. As much as possible, at least for sure. I'm pretty sure I can do this without spoiling anything, which is good. And we'll get right to it. So, again, having said that I'm a fanboy, obviously I've got a bit of a bias going into this, as most fanboys would have. You know, I'm going to love anything that comes out with Star Wars, so there is that bit of bias. I'm open to it. I'm upfront about it. Now, at the same time, I love this movie. I really do. You're going to see and hear from a lot of different critics about this movie that it's a very different Star Wars movie. Different doesn't mean bad. It really doesn't. It's taken a lot of criticism right now in the online, on the Twitters and the Facebooks and all this kind of stuff for specific portrayals of specific characters. And I'm not going to give anything away. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. But at the same time, I can't say those criticisms are wrong. I'm not here to defend the movie. This is literally just my critique of it. Was I a little disappointed in some things in this movie? Absolutely. As a die-hard, hardcore fan, there were certain things I was expecting to see in this movie, and I didn't see them. And now, again, having said that, though, that almost made the movie better for me. And a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people didn't take that away from it. And it's almost a shame because, in my opinion, this is the breath of fresh air that Star Wars needed. Star Wars needed a movie like this to really break out into a new generation, to really go forward with the stories of these newer characters as well as the older characters. They really needed to refresh everything. I mean, The Force Awakens, yes, it was a good movie, but it was definitely a rehash of A New Hope. It was kind of a reboot. It was kind of just a redo with some new characters. Now, everything obviously wasn't, shot for shot or something like that, but it was very, very similar to A New Hope. And this, although this has some feelings and some parallels to The Empire Strikes Back, it is definitely not a rehash of that film. This is what I would say is the first real brand new Star Wars movie off the books, away from the original dual trilogy in its entirety. There's new characters, there's new places, and there's so many things in this movie that just don't go the way that you expect them to. And again, I can't stress it enough. That doesn't make it bad. It's just different. It's totally not what you're expecting. And again, in my opinion, that's a great thing. Totally off the wall. There's a lot of humor, which is good. There's a couple of places, again, where it could have been better. There's no two ways about it. There's one place specifically that the prequel haters, you'll see it right away that you're going to hate that part because to me, to a lot of other people, it really looked like something out of the prequels. Very CG, very noticeable. Um, but overall, this movie is great. Now, again, to separate this, if I wasn't a Star Wars movie, or if I wasn't a Star Wars lover, it's still a good movie. Overall, this movie itself is good. It's got drama, it's got action, it's got great acting. There is nothing wrong with this movie, except for the fact that the real hardcore fanboys out there are real butthurt over a couple of things. And again, don't get me wrong, I was not necessarily the most open and the most willing to accept that either the first time I saw this film. I came out with a lot of questions the first time and a lot of things I missed. Second time you watch it, you very much appreciate it. So, like, I went into the first one out of my 5 stars here. When I went into the first movie and came out, I would have given it a 3.5 to a 4 star out of 5 on our system here. The second time, you get so much more feeling and so much more appreciation for things that are going on. You notice so many more little things that are going on. You catch all the little whims and you just really take it in. The second time around, I would have had to have given it a 4.5. Like, it is a very good movie. Um, Obviously, if you're a hater of Star Wars in general, you're not going to like it. You're going in with that predisposition. But generally speaking, if you haven't had a chance to see this movie, see it at least once. If you've had the chance to see it once and you enjoyed it, see it again. You'll enjoy it that much more. I can't stress it enough. I mean, it's not going to do as well in the box office as Force Awakens. I don't know if anything ever will again. It's really hard to say that. They portrayed a lot of things very well, and again, there is some questionable scenes. Not going to take that away. I'm not going to take that away from the criticism that's been given to it because that is well deserved. There are some real questionable things that happen, some things that really make you scratch your head and kind of go, well, why did you do that? Or I wasn't expecting that. And again, some of it could have been done better. There's no two ways. By all means, there is things that aren't perfect with this movie. But I can't stress enough that that doesn't make it a bad movie. Every single movie on the planet has something wrong with it. Most of them have plenty of things wrong with them. So, in general, this is not a rehash of Empire Strikes Back. So people going in expecting that, or thinking that that might be it. It's not. It totally isn't. And yeah, again, some things are predictable. Many things aren't. A lot of things you think are going to go a certain way and they just don't. Um, so by all means, if you're a Star Wars lover, see it. You'll probably enjoy it. Please, if you're going to see this movie, try not to hear any of the spoilers that are out there, and try not to listen to any of the bad press for it. Go in with an open mind, because if you go in with an open mind, you'll come out with a bigger open mind. It is easily worth the watch. Again, I've seen it twice. I will see it a third time. So again, I hope this helps. Again, maybe later on I will do a spoiler review and touch on the things that I didn't like about the film. It's really hard to say what I didn't like about it without giving away something. So maybe I will do a spoiler review in a couple of weeks once it's either out of theaters or I've given more than enough time for people to see it. But we'll go from there. So again, if you have any other questions or things you want to talk about, by all means, leave some comments on the channel. This is the first one in a long time, and I understand that. I apologize about that. We're going to get back to doing these more often. I've got a bunch in the works that are coming down. I've seen all kinds of movies. I just haven't had a chance to really do some of these reviews. So it's going to come, and keep watching the channel because there's going to be a lot more to come. Again, this is Tim from Bain Media, host in Rating Central, and have a good night.